Oh boy, we're on the road, guys. Driving this thing back from Tony's. Hang on, I gotta shift into drive. We don't want overdrive, we just want drive. So I think we gotta adjust that throttle valve cable a little bit, but we got it to a decent spot. Can't tell if that's Chip behind me or not. Chip's following me in my car right now. So we're on the open road. She's doing okay. Little rough ride, but that's expected in these 80s cars. Definitely need to adjust that throttle valve cable, but figured I'd start the video off with this, just cruising. We're going about 40. The speedometer cable is just sitting in there and the speedometer's working. I actually have a new cable, so we got some fresh gas in her. We got headliner flying down on our heads. And now we got traffic, so we get to sit in this long line of traffic. Great. Oh wait, no, we're good. This always gets a little jammed up here. But this is the back way to the house because we're doing Mexico things. We ain't got no plate. Alright guys. A little early. Not early. Probably like 10. Kind of just woke up, but we got a little break in the rain. It's supposed to rain for like 4 days straight. Unfortunately, I was going to be working on the white Camaro to try to get the engine and trans into this weekend, but then my alternator took crap on the Avalon, my daily driver, so had to pop that guy in. I spent most of my day doing that yesterday. So this thing's having an issue. We're gonna start diving into this thing of, you know, cleaning it up, getting into the brakes and stuff like that, and maybe try to work out the kinks in it. It's having an issue where you turn the lights on, the gauges aren't working right. This thing did have a little bit of a ground issue where I had to clean that. In that last video, I had to clean that cable up. So what I want to do today, let me move this grill. What I want to do today is, well, before the rain comes again, might not be that too much, but I'm just gonna hook like a jumper cable from the engine to the body and see if that helps, or just vice versa, you know, just to add another ground, because it literally honestly only has one ground on it. So I'm gonna see if we can do something with that. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna hook this battery up, kind of just show you guys what I'm talking about inside. Hey Tony, I got your pliers. What are you doing? Always wanting to go back inside. Alright, no leakage on the seat. You got a little something there. That's a little weird. It feels wet up there. Huh. So, like, watch the gauges. See how they, like, obviously if it's running, they'll move up. See how they move down, and it never used to do that. This switch kind of, see how, like, the switch might be the problem, honestly. Something going on with that switch, maybe a loose connection or something. Like when you turn the lights all the way off. But that, I don't know, something's going on. So if anything, we could take this off. I can't remember how to get this knob off. I have to look that up. But we're just gonna try to ground and see what, you know, what happens. I'd like to go from a bolt or something. Well, we'll put one to here. And then the head of a bolt right here. I'll get to that. See if that helps. got a fuel pressure gauge here. We'll freaking hook it up real fast. There's no way. It wants to fire, so it's getting gas, but there's no way it's dead already. Yeah, we got pressure. Yeah, we got PSI. Oh, 40 PSI. With it leaking at the top. Oh, what a cranky PSI is. It's still up there. It's got fuel. Yeah, see, like these gauges used to, the volts were okay and stuff, like see how they go down? It's like all of it's really low, like it's definitely charging the battery. The battery's not dead. It's not at 8 volts, you know. So something's going on with this switch. See how when you turn it, you turn this knob and it messes them all up. Once you're down there, it's like it's off, you know. So we're gonna, I can't remember how to get this knob off. I don't know if it just pulls off or what, but I know you take this off, you gotta try to get this knob off. So I don't know if it spins off. I don't want to break it, so we're gonna figure out what's going on with that. Try to pull it out. Maybe it's all messed up back there. All right, guys, so realistically, we definitely have a ground issue because there's only one ground going from here to the actual engine. So right now I have the blinker on, turned on, doesn't want to come on. I think it's on, it's barely on solid. So you can kind of hear when I put this ground, I got it, the ground hooked to the strut tower, and then we're going to touch the ground to the engine. You hear the clicker? And the light and the blinker starts working once I hook this ground up. So watch. Lights on, not blinking. You hook our ground up. Check her out. So I got this cable here. So I'm gonna try to hook something up to where I can hook this ground to there, maybe just over to the strut tower or something. So I gotta put an end on this guy though. I think I have an end thing I can use in the house, so we'll check that out. Didn't do anything for the headlights though. Like I said, I think the switch is bad. The switch is just shorted out. Actually, oh, you know what? The lights are off. That's why. Interior lights. So let's see if the headlights got brighter, because they weren't too bright before. After I hooked that ground up. Yeah, they're definitely brighter. Let's see if they, I don't know, let's see if they dim. Oh yeah, look at the dim. Yeah, this thing's got a bad ground. So maybe that'll help with the starting issue too. You know, with the first start of the day. Because it didn't used to do this. It started up pretty good. Like when we first saw it, it's definitely got a ground issue. Maybe I'll pull this AC compressor off, and the ground's behind there and it's a pain to get to. But to pull the belt off and pull the AC compressor, it's not hooked up to anything. It won't take me long. So we're trying to get the ground issue figured out on this thing. Probably order a headlight switch. So I'll get you guys checked in here in a minute. So I got it kind of marked where I'm gonna put it at least the end. I got these packs of ends here. I'm gonna open this up. This is like, I bought this for the actual iRock to make a nice cable wire or power wire and stuff like that. Just haven't got around to doing it yet, but we'll steal one of these out of here. Hopefully it fits over this wire. It looks like it will. Let's cut this guy. Let's cut him about, let's say about here. Take our razor blade, go around. They make tools for this, I think, but be careful with your fingies. Just cut it around, slice it down the middle, then peel this back. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to take this guy. This is going to be too much wire, so we're going to have to cut some of this. We'll cut a little bit off. I love when this stuff flies everywhere. Yeah, not too bad. Oops. So we're going to slide this guy, all these guys in here. Should we go the extra mile and trim them a little bit? Yeah, guess we will. Just a tad. I try to twist these a little bit. You're not going to spin it around a bunch, but we have this thing. Looks like TH0007 temcoindustrial.com. I think I got this off Summit. You kind of just set your wire in there and hammer it. Where's our hammer? We got a little tiny guy over here. You guys are probably going to shake when I do this, but we're going to try to get our wire in here. Lift up on this guy. Set this in here like that. And you're supposed to be able to, this thing's supposed to have it's spring loaded, so it'll hold this piece. Lift up on this thing. So you're supposed to be able to hold your wire in place and then give this guy a whack. Seems pretty good. We got heat shrink here that we could put on here. Should we? I guess. I think it feels pretty tight. Should we whack it again? Give another whack. Whack. Alright. That's pretty good. I guess you could probably heat this up and melt some solder in there too if you really wanted to. We're going to cut this guy. That razor almost got me. Whew. We're going to cut about here. We should have a lighter here somewhere. We'll make it look fancy, you know. A big piece of heat shrink. Need a torch for this thing. This will work though, slowly but surely. You know, somewhat looked like we knew what we were doing. Let's go pop it on the car. Oh yeah, here, 14. Didn't I? Oh, it's a 13. I was gonna say, didn't I put a frickin'... This is a 14. And that won't fit there. We'll get our ratchet. Get our 13, because we're gonna put this guy right here, right on the strut tower. Should we grind that paint away? We probably should. Realistically, the way I look at these, like, the bare metal stuff, yes, it is to be your best ground, but honestly this thing is going to ground through the actual stud and the nut, so realistically it'll probably be all right. But we'll just do it to do it. Clean all this crap up. It's not really the best, but we'll make it work. You know, we gotta grab our cable. I gotta cut this fine, man. So we're just gonna take this guy, put him here, put this guy on top of there. Give him a good old tighten. Fold him down, bring him up, stick him like that. All right, let's go pop the key on, see if we got blinkers or something. Fuel pump sounds a little stronger. Oh yeah, we got blinkerage. So that ground was definitely an issue. Maybe that'll help it with running. Yep, that's good. But I think our headlight switch is still messed up. Yeah, probably gonna need one of those. Let's see how it runs. Now I'd like to let this thing sit all day and try to start it up again like how I did earlier. I'm gonna leave that headlight switch out for now. We'll pop all these screws in the center console. Oh, these top screws, there's only 2 screws that hold this thing in. Look, these little ones are just there for show. Jesus. Come on, GM. So we'll pop this guy in here with its screws and we'll save it. We got to get a window switch too. Would like to drive it to see how it is after I replace that ground, honestly. Maybe I'll go take it around the block real quick. I'll be back. shifts so fast. That cable needs to get adjusted. Like, watch, I'm gonna go straight here. Watch this. You can hear it. Shift. That's second, third. So it's just, it shifts too fast. So that cable definitely needs to be adjusted. Got a bunch of crap in the back. Oh yeah, it wishes it was an IROC. Look at this blown out dash, man. It's great. I'll put that down in there, at least. Oh, we got a whole line of traffic. Should we put it down in drive? Yeah, I'll put it down in drive. Shifts so fast. Like, we're already in third gear. We shouldn't be in third gear already. We're gonna turn down here. Yep, second, third. Like, already, it's shifting way too fast. A little bumpy in here. Gotta get a mount for the car, so this camera could just kind of sit there. I just got it in second now. See, it shouldn't shift that fast. That's how it should be. Not like delayed like that, but honestly, it should shift like, you know, you get up in the RPM. Hold it down, it's pretty good. So we definitely got to adjust the trans and stuff like that with that cable. I'm gonna take it back home. I don't even want to, I'm going on the main road right now. I don't even want to do that. It does have insurance on it, so. Wish you could roll down that other window, man. Gotta get that switch. It works, but that switch is just messed up. Shifting way too fast. So we'll get it back home, and that's good. We got the ground issue fixed. We'll see if that we'll let it sit, honestly, and see if that helps it with starting when it's cold. So I personally can't stand seeing this thing dirty anymore. It might rain, but we got the power washer. I'm gonna set you guys up and I don't know, maybe watch me power wash this thing. Yep. Alright, so we got her kind of washed off here. This leaf out of here. Got the cowl all cleaned out. We cleaned out this. We pulled the spoiler off. There's still some junk on it and stuff, but we'll blow it off one more time. Cleans up all right. We'll probably let it dry. It's gonna rain for the next 4 days anyway, so hopefully we'll get this extra junk just knocked off of here. And honestly, what we'll probably do is we'll take the sprayless car wash and like spray it, wipe it down with that, and we'll get most of like the thick stuff off. I'll spray it down one more time, and then always, I don't know how finicky these are, but I always try to cover the distributor with a bag. It just takes you a couple seconds to not have to pull that cap off and blow it out because there's water in it. So one more blow down, and then probably order some stuff for the brakes, and I'm gonna put this back together. You guys already seen in the other IROC video on how to put all that stuff back in, so I'm gonna put all this stuff back in, the carpet and everything. And it's supposed to rain, so we'll see how long it holds off. It's been holding off for a while. I think it was supposed to rain at 12, so it's almost 1 now, so doing all right. We are back. So, I don't know if you can see me. Can you? Probably not. We're gonna work on getting all this stuff off. Rotor, pads, new brake hose, strut, new strut mount, and that's it for the front, I think. Already did the driver's side. Fought me tooth and nail because I couldn't get the nut loose on the strut, so yeah, that was fun. Yeah, check it out. So I'll bring y'all up in here. Thankfully, it doesn't look like we need to do the passenger side hose because it looks like it is in great shape, like someone replaced it. So that is great news to me because that other side really fought me. But you can see that before they parked this, somebody worked on this. To be honest with you, I bet it got new rotors and pads, or someone put new pads on it to do new rotors. But you can kind of see caliper is rusty. Look at the pins. The pins are all nice and clean. They're shiny. And sometimes when calipers are like this, it means that they were replaced, and they were, you know, they're bare metal when they're put on. So I think we got newer calipers because the other side was like that too. The pins weren't as shiny as this side, but we got new pads and a new rotor for it because this rotor's shot. I mean, we could probably cut this thing, but for the price of it, it's not too bad. And then you can also see up here, you know, you got your this kind of, you can tell that the strut's been leaking. So I pulled that other side, and you could push it straight down in there, and it wouldn't even rebound back up. So we're gonna get all this stuff taken apart and try to pull the strut out. So we're gonna pop our cap off here. Maybe. Ooh. Yeah. Got some nice grease in there, kind of thick. We're gonna have to wipe that off with something. Let's get our caliper off first. So your caliper bolt it's a hex bolt on these. 3/8 is what it says, H3/8. That'll fit in the back of here. Pull these guys off. Oh, it just stuck my leg right in the grease. That's good. That's good. Watch your knuckles. Watch your knuckles.
I like to always put some like grease or lube on the ends of these when they go into this caliper hole. So we'll do that, just like I did by accident. We'll do that before we reinstall them, just to help things move easier. Caliper slides right off. I honestly just hang my caliper. And honestly, why it's here, probably do that later. I'll heat up that that bleeder screw so that we can bleed this side. I don't know how well they bleeded it before, but we're gonna get something to wipe this grease off with. Should be up top here. There it is. We'll go grab our needle noses. You ever start by taking a cotter pin off and you're like, how the heck am I going to get this thing out? And then you always end up getting it out somehow. A lot of wiggling seems to do the trick. Or I like to do the grab and twist technique. Twist that thing out of there. Just grab it on the tip and just twist it, and it'll pull it out of there. We'll set that in our cap. Wipe off our, probably use them again for that anyway, but we'll wipe that off. Gotta go grab our crescent wrench. Ugh. I'm sorry, crescent wrench, I have to stick you in the goo. Get our nut off here. Look at that, just gooiness. Sorry, buddy. Stick this in our cap, and then we'll just grab this guy, pop him off. Grab this guy and this guy, you'll stick them in our cap. Oh. And then we'll grab this guy, and we'll stick them. That looks just grand. But we got a new rear bearing. We have to use the old front bearing, the outer bearing, because I do have to stop and pick up a wheel seal though. You can see where this thing's been leaking in here. It's all gunked up. Wipe this guy off. This is gonna get dirt on it anyway from pulling all this junk off. But we'll wipe it off once. This is where I had trouble before, trying to get this off, because these just spin. This is a 10mm. I stripped out the other one over there, tried to vice grip everything, and that didn't work. So let's see if we can get this side. I don't know. No, I definitely just spun off the thing. Definitely just spun. Yeah, it's just gonna spin. Man, do we have to cut this side too? I might just nut up and do it, because I got a new strap on anyway. I'm not gonna sit here and fight that. Let's grab the extension cord. Remember, safety first. that do anything? I don't know if we could pry our nut off of there or not. There's our head. Oh, don't. Your boy almost grabbed that. Are GoPro spark resistant? I don't know. There you go. Don't touch that, because it's hot. .24mm, both sides. Ooh, I don't know. We'll be able to get that other side out. I don't know if we'll have the guts. Come on. Uno. Dos. There we go. Always have the bottom jack. I got the jack under the A-frame here. You always want to have that guy jacked up so the spring doesn't. I don't think the spring will come totally down because you got the sway bar on there, but just want to be safe. Oh, we got to remove our nut for our bolt for the brake line. I think that's a 13, half inch, 13, something like that. Go grab that. We'll pull this guy. Okay, all the way forward. We take our big hammer from the top. Gave it a blast. You need this top piece. Look at all that metal. Yeah. Let me put a new pair of gloves on and I'll show you guys. All right. So this side, this right side, this is the one out of my car. This is obviously, you see the cut top. This is out of the 85 Z28. See, you push this guy down, no rebound at all. Now this guy, push it down. See how he slowly comes up? Not the best. These are only a couple years old, so not too bad. And we'll stick that guy in there. I'll be back in a little bit. When you come back, it might be dark. New day. Rained last night, so we got our somewhat new strut in, our new strut mount. Grinded this guy up so that we have our ground that we made, body ground at least. Torque spec on these are just before you break them. So yeah, now we're gonna torque down our strut bolts. And the torque on these is 195 foot-pounds. So that's a 21. These are 24 millimeter. Hello? There it is. Not bad. I don't think this thing's gonna move, but no. Not too bad for 195 foot-pounds. Crank this guy down. Get our rotor over here. Yep. We'll get a rotor, we'll pop that on. And then maybe heat up our bleeder screw just to try to get it loose in case we gotta bleed this side. Yeah, pretty much what we're heating up is that guy right there. Just gonna heat him up, get him nice and hot to try and hopefully break it loose. Should be a 10. That's what the other side was. Yeah. Want to keep your heat away from these hoses. They will explode. Not explode, but they'll blow up. Oh yeah, she's free. Cool. I'll let some of this brake fluid come out of her so she goes down onto the threads and that keeps them nice and free. All right, throw these away. Pins. Yeah, rotor. Pop this guy back out. Maybe. What's going on here? We gotta shove some grease down in here. There we go. Jesus, this wind's just blowing crap everywhere. Alright, anyway, let's pop this guy back out. There we go. We'll take our front wheel bearing. Get this lined up. Smush him up in there, like so. And we're going to take our rest of our grease, shove it in the end of the cap. Scoop it up on in there. And then we'll get our nut starter with our greasy fingers. We're gonna have to wipe this thing off. It's all right. almost forgot. You gotta take this bag off. Oh my God. You got this little guy here. This little cover piece. There's a slot in the actual spindle for it, which way it goes. Slide that guy on, and put your nut on. We're gonna pull our greasy finger or gloves off. Yep. All right. And wipe this guy off. And then we're gonna spin this guy. See how it spins nice and good? We're gonna get our crescent wrench on here. Wrong way. A little bit of resistance. And we find our cotter pin hole if we can. Can't remember where it is. I think I have a new cotter pin in the garage. Let me go look. I don't have a new one, but I have one that is not sacked out. So maybe we can get it in there. There we go. Maybe. Or not. There you go. Yep, that worked. Just grab that outer edge of it. If it doesn't sit in there flush, grab the outer edge and bend it out so that it actually will grab. It just wasn't grabbing the outer part of the actual hub of the rotor. So yeah. Now what are we gonna do? We are going to get our pads out. These are all in good shape, so you don't need any new hardware. Oh man. Man, y'all. See what we forgot? This is what happens when you skip pull that dust cover back off. I'll be back after I get that thing on. Alright, so we're back to where we are before. Very good. Alright, brake pads. Got an inner one and an outer one. Outer one has this little clippy-do on it. I am going to put some grease on where that sits on the caliper. And I'm just going to set this guy in there. These are our... Wait, these guys off. These are like our pins / bolts. So we're going to put a little bit of grease. I got some disc brake grease here. Just going to put that on the end of there. Set that guy there. Same thing as this guy. We're going to wipe him off. I had brand new pins, so I put brand new pins on the other side too, instead of cleaning up the old ones. Set these guys here. Then we're going to get our caliper. Try to set. Probably have to press that in a little, just a tidbit more. it's pretty much seated in there. Alright. So, I'm going to put some grease right on where this caliper sits, where this pad sits. A little grease action. I'm going to set this guy in there. Doesn't really clip in there, so you got to kind of, the old pad that was on here clipped in there, but not these power stop ones. I don't know why, but I'm gonna slide our pads up on there. Maybe, baby. Cocked a little bit. Just thick. Probably could push that caliper in a hair more. Honestly, I'll show you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna set our caliper down. We are going to loosen our bleeder. And then, this is really honestly how you're supposed to do it. Press this in, hold it, tighten it. That'll hold that piston in there just a little bit more than we needed. Other pad in here. Trying to keep my fingers away from the surface of the pads as I just touch it, but whatever. Oh man. And there goes our pad. My God. Get going there, Jesus. There we go. Now she's going. So that grease rubbed all off in there. So we're gonna try to put it here, jam a little on the end, get it all over the rotor. Put a rotor there. There we go. Jesus. Criminy. What was so hard about that? Christ. Ugh. This is all blown out. I don't know what's going on there. I guess the cool thing about these rotors back in the day was, at least when you replaced them, then you got, you know, if you had a broken stud or something like that, you Got all brand new studs. Lug studs, whatever you want to call them. Wonder what different years these wheels are from, because most of the center caps are just different. But I'm gonna say they're from different years. This has got silver. This is like I feel like this is a later center cap. Like my IROC wheels, the center caps used to be chrome. Although I think all the other ones are black on this. We get our jack out of here. Yes, we can. There she goes. She is on the ground. So, next is honestly rear shocks, maybe wheel cylinders. I don't know. I gotta take another peek at them, see how they look. We'll be back. I don't know what the heck's going on with this GoPro, man. It's not freezing cold out, so it should be alright. Anyway, we got ourselves a jack stand and stuff, and we're gonna blast our shock mount bolts. A little bit of range. So we're gonna go up top. I guarantee you that these ones inside the car are going to spin. So we're gonna see. Let's see, can we set you up? Here we go. There's our bolt right there. And it looks like it's either 9/16 or 14. So I'm gonna grab a deep well and just try to hammer that nut out of there. It's probably just gonna spin. Do we give it a little juice? Give it a little juice. Should juice the other side while we're waiting, but we won't. If this thing comes off, that'll be a godsend. It won't though, don't worry. Oh my God. Wow. That was just wonderful. Heck it. There is somebody on a megaphone. I couldn't tell you how far away, maybe probably less than a mile away, screaming at the top of his lungs about something about the city. Whatever, man. Anyway, look over here. We got that. I'm gonna have to try to tuck this carpet back under there. Hopefully I can. Give her a spray of juice. Give it no time to soak in. Grab our drill. Come on, baby. Yeah, this one's just spinning. Dang. Well, better one than none, huh? Well, maybe we get a vice grip on there, and I don't think a 8mm, that looks like what that is, will hold that. Nope, smaller. All right, we got the right size. Maybe. Oh. coming. Should have put the ratcheting wrench on it, huh? That would have been smart. All right. We got that guy out with a little bit of... Well, there goes a little bit of persuasion. These are 21s, it looks like. That's tightening. And guess what? Those are spinning too. So that's good. Huh. We might hack those off. We gonna see. Unless we could pry on them. Let's see if we could pry on them. We're gonna sit you guys right about there. Just a spinning. Is there something on the back? Is there a nut? Oh, there's a nut on the back. I gotta go look on the other side. Ugh. Ah, there it is. Cool. Looks like it's like a 19 or something. Pop this guy off. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, how nice. We'll go get the other side real quick. Actually, we'll smack this thing out really fast. Here, where it's just cold enough for a hoodie. But then when you start working for 5 minutes, you sweat your butt off. Chocolate. Honestly, doesn't look like it's that old. Let's change the position here. Honestly, doesn't look that old, but sure is rusty. Let's see how she works. Not bad, man. Oh well. I mean, what would you rather look at, this or that? OE Spectrum. Alrighty, guys. Got the new shocks in there. Got some new sway bar end links. Gonna pop our tires on and probably take this thing for a test drive just to see how it rides. The brakes aren't gonna be that good because I gotta get someone over here to bleed them, but I don't know what this GoPro's issue is. Tried to hurry up before it got dark. So we'll see what happens here. Let's just go see how she rides. Still rattly, you know, that's your 80s. Okay though. This street's kind of bumpy. Just shifts so fast. I don't get that. We'll have to get that figured out. She does ride a lot better, I'll tell you that right now. Your 80s cars are gonna rattle. Besides that 83 Cutlass, that girl didn't rattle. Oh yeah, definitely rides better. These things are rattle monsters, so that's just the way the 80s are, but it rides pretty good. All right, that's probably where we're gonna wrap it. Let's head home. How cool did that guy think he was in the 80s? If your car sounded like that in the 80s, oh yeah. Come on. Anyway, that's probably where I'm going to leave it. Ride's better. Brakes need bled. Definitely an improvement. Those things rattle. All those 80s cars rattle. Mine rattles. The 83 Cutlass did not rattle. They soundproofed that thing and everything. We're not going that far into it. It is what it is. Transmission still isn't shifting right. We're going to take it to the guy that actually rebuilt it, and he's going to drive in and see what he thinks and try to make some adjustments and stuff. So we'll leave that for him because I'm done dealing with it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Probably catch you on the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, anything, you know. Subscribe, that'd be great. Take it easy.